building all your hopes and dreams.
Talk about
Possibilities, it ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Come on down, we're gonna sit around and get into your business. 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 Get into your business.
Welcome to the Small Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Jeff Randolph. This Small Business Podcast is brought to you by EAG Advertising and Marketing. We're going to talk about marketing. We're also here to celebrate entrepreneurs. We have marketing news and advice that business owners can use to keep moving forward. Today, we're talking to Porshia Mitchell, the owner and operator of Cocoa Spaces. But first, we've got another small business marketing tip to talk about. In today's marketing tip, you may have noticed new sources for traffic in your analytics recently, and that's traffic from AI search. And if you haven't seen it or you're paying attention to it, you should, because the way people search and how businesses are found is changing, and it frequently changes, but it's continuing to change in a big way with AI now. And so if your marketing strategy doesn't keep pace, you may as well be invisible to those people. Yes, plenty are still searching for you using Google and other search engines, but even Google is showing you search results generated by AI. Traditional search was like playing Find the Matching Words. You type marketing agency in Kansas City, and Google matched results with those exact words. AI search plays a smarter game. It doesn't just look for matches, it understands what you mean. It's powered by natural language processing and machine learning, which means it can interpret questions the way that humans do, and so it understands the difference. That's why you can now ask full-blown questions, even conversational ones, and get meaningful answers instantly, and then revise those questions and say, no, what I mean is, or can you tell me more about X? It's not magic, it's just really smart software. AI search is a lot like the best intern you've ever had. It's fast, it's smart, it's always learning. It doesn't just scan for words, it interprets intent. Using semantic search, so it looks for meaning, not just words, it looks at language models and understands sentence structure and your phrasing that you use. And then it looks at behavioral data, where it learns what users typically mean based on their past behavior, based on questions you have asked it in the past. Now, put it like this. It's not just about what's said, it's about what's meant. And if you want to know what AI searches know about your company, give it a shot. If you like what you find, and especially if you don't, let's talk. We'll have some strategies you can work on right now, and that is today's marketing tip. And welcome back to the featured interview section of our podcast. I'm here with Porshia Mitchell. She's the owner and operator of Cocoa Spaces. Porshia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited you're here because we're talking about Cocoa Spaces and event space. Give me the origin story of Cocoa Spaces. How did this start?
Well, Cocoa Spaces just kind of came from a time during COVID, right, where we all were in the house. We were just, pretty lonely. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with people. And I was just sitting around like, what do I really want to do with my life, right? Mm-hmm. And
just that. You're sitting alone at home thinking about what you want to do with your life. That sets the stage perfectly.
What is it that I haven't done yet that I want to do? Mm-hmm. Because, it was in uncertain times, right? We didn't really know what was going to happen, what was going on. So it was just kind of like, okay, what do I want to do? Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of where it was birthed from. And I've always just been a person that naturally planned events. And I thought, why don't I have my own space to do this? And I just started doing research from there. I didn't really have anybody to look to for it, but I did a lot of research online, and I was able to figure out what I needed to do. And we were all kind of starting to go back outside, and they were like, "Oh, you can have this many people in a room, this many people in a room," and I don't necessarily like large events, right? Because Coco Spaces is a micro event space.
Events, and capacity is like
50.
50 people.
50
okay,
or
so
less.
50 or fewer. Okay.
Yes. And so sometimes when you have things, you don't necessarily need a huge crowd. And I thought there was definitely a gap in those type of spaces that are available here in Kansas City. Most venues you go to are large spaces. Sometimes you just want to have a gathering. You don't necessarily need a lot of people, but you want to have the same kind of amenities that a larger venue does have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're coming up with, you decide, I don't have a real estate background or anything. I don't have an event planning background. I'm just going to go for this and
yeah. So
build this event
I
space.
actually had a friend who had a store, and she kind of gave me some pointers on look at commercial real estate and all these things. And so I just was kind of looking around to see what I could do. And I stumbled upon the space that is now Coco Spaces, which is actually next to my old dentist office that I went to growing up.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, oh, this place is for lease. Let me, see who's the realtor for it. I went in there. It was very ugly. But I had a vision, and me and my dad basically renovated the whole place. So
well, that's what a nice family project to have. That's
definitely
fun.
Yeah.
Unless you get in there and one thing leads to another, kind of repair work, or I'm just picturing every episode of Property Brothers ever, where here's something we didn't know about.
Yeah, everything just kind of fell in line. I prayed about it, and everything just kind of happened in the way that it should naturally. I really love the ceiling. Nothing else in there was the same as it is now. So the owner of the building gifted me the floor. So he redid the floor for me. But my dad, basically, him and his friend, they redid everything. They built the kitchen. He built me like a movable mobile bar in there. I had everything planned out as far as like furniture and stuff, because I have like a little living room in there. So I basically mapped it out on like this 3D software, because I am an engineer by day. And so I showed it to the owner of the building, because he was kind of nervous about leasing it to me. I've never been a business owner before. And so when I showed him how serious I was, he was like, okay.
All right. I got a good feeling about this one. All right.
So
interesting. And what part of town is this in? Where
this
is
this? In Brookside East.
Okay.
So we are off of like 63rd and Rock Hill Road.
Not a bad spot for an event space.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, let's. So fewer than 50 people for capacity. As someone who has planned a lot of events in my day, I really appreciate the resources that I found on your website that would tell an event planner, here's the space and here's capacity, and go through the rules. It gives you a real sense of here's what this place feels like before you ever go. So appreciated, by someone who does that kind of thing. Give us a sense of the different kinds of events that you've had there. What is this space really kind of has been used for? Yeah,
so we do, your regular events, birthdays, baby showers, and things like that. But we also have a church who uses it on Sundays. We've had product launches. We've had people do networking events. We have companies that are a little bit smaller do like trainings, workshops. People do content shoots, photo shoots. It's a little bit of everything. So we kind of, I market the space as just, it's for your creative and intimate events. So people get really creative with the ideas of things that they want to do there. Yeah. Oh, and it sounds like it's just a very flexible space to do whatever you need to do. Yeah. As long as you've got fewer than 50 people to do it, which covers a whole lot of ground. I want to ask about a pitch competition you did, because you took third place. Congratulations on that. A pitch competition with Porterhouse KC. For entrepreneurs who don't know, tell us about the organization and kind of the pitch competition that you were part of. Yeah, so the Porterhouse KC is a nonprofit organization. They basically help small businesses in the Kansas City area. I was a part of their small business development program. So they do this for about 4 months, and you basically just kind of learn how to elevate your business in different ways. So we kind of step through like a workbook. you learn how to do better marketing, finances, reaching new customers. And then we're also at the same time developing a pitch, using those, different things that we've learned and, pitch it to the judges. So it's a really good program if you're like looking to learn more about elevating your business. And also it allowed me to connect with other entrepreneurs in the Kansas City area that I'd never met before, and just make a community with them as well. So I've met a lot of made a lot of great friends and contacts through that, and gained more business from that too.
Yeah,
so.
we are big supporters of CEO peer networks. There are so many good uses for that. What did you take away from that pitch experience? Because the pitch experience, that was a planned, rehearsed competition kind of thing. What'd you walk away with?
That I was able to just there's more in me than what I thought. I'm not necessarily big on, talking in front of large crowds and doing different things like that. That was my first time doing a pitch. But what I realized is that something that you are passionate about, something that you love, something that's yours, that you made and created, it's so easy to talk about.
Yeah,
it's not hard to do. So
it's passion at that point, right?
Yes.
You're talking about your baby, more or less.
Exactly. So it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. It was definitely just like a great learning experience, and now I just want to do more pitch competitions.
Well, yeah, you've got it down to a science now. Tell me what's next for Cocoa Spaces. Where does it go from here?
Yeah, so right now, I just been working with a mentor, really just trying to elevate more, do better marketing, working on seeing if maybe I need to do another location or expand, because there is opportunity to expand in the space that I'm in. And so, just trying to reach more audiences. I've been connecting, doing partnerships with other businesses, so bringing in a decorator and having more access to things for my customers, different table types or decorating opportunities. Sure. So just being able to expand to more people.
Man, it sounds outstanding. If I could, I'd like to take you into the lightning round now and give you questions that you couldn't possibly know were on the way. So just help us learn more about you and what makes you tick and how your brain works. I'll start with you were starting to get into it a little bit. What part of the business do you wish you knew more about?
Ooh, I wish I knew more about marketing.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I feel like we could help with that. I do feel like we have some advice that we can give.
Social media is interesting, and the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I wish I knew more about that.
Yeah, and it can be, social media can be a great place for, especially in an event company, to reach out, to help the people who are there at events tag the facility and help the facility get to be known more, because they're having a great time, and what space are they at, and so you can do a lot of magnification with that. When it comes to being a business on social media, though, a lot of times that's very much a pay to play situation where you really do need to advertise and target an audience to be able to be seen.
Exactly.
So that's a real challenge.
Between that and then profit and loss talk, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I wish I knew more about that too.
It happens. Let's see. I want to ask a question about this is, you own the business, that you are definitely an entrepreneur here. But when you're not in that entrepreneur hat, you are an engineer. You mentioned what kinds of things do you engineer? So
I have my degree in electrical engineering, but I do project engineering. Basically, I'm like a project manager for engineering projects. And so I just oversee the projects, making sure they meet different deadlines, whatever issues are going on, whether that involves reaching out to suppliers and getting new parts and all that kind of stuff.
What's easier, being an engineer for a living, or being an entrepreneur? Is there?
Well, I would say as a small business owner, because you wear all the hats, you're the owner, I'm the marketing team, I am the finance person, I'm HR, I'm everything. So, it's a little bit harder, but I think I enjoy it more because it is my business. It's something that I created because I love it. So, yeah.
Well, you've certainly got the project management side of things down. That it seems like that would help your business quite a bit.
Yeah.
I noticed you had some photography on the website and on your Instagram feed by another superstar, Sean Lee House, Sean Lee Photography.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at a sticker that's on your jacket right now. That's the support small businesses. Like you're wearing that kind of thing very proudly.
Yeah.
You also support like local women-owned businesses with events like your Valentine's pop-up.
Yeah.
Do you intentionally seek out small businesses to support in the community? What's your stance there? It seems like you're wearing that on your sleeve. Exactly.
Yeah. So with Cocoa Spaces, that is something that I'm trying to do more of this year. I really am looking to partner with other local small businesses to do events, whether they want to utilize us to do a pop-up or, for their own events. And so I did the Galentine's event with women-owned businesses. They are small businesses as well. And then with Sean Lee, we've been doing a couple like headshot events. So, yeah, it's something that I think is important because it's bringing community, and my space is all about community and being able to help each other. So
well, let's have us help you then, because you have some events that you're running. You aren't just hosting it in the space, but you're kind of managing that event. What do you have coming up on the calendar?
Yeah, so we have another Headshots and Happy Hour event that's coming up on May 20th. And basically, it's Beyonce themed because it's Sean Lee's birthday.
Well, that's I can't think of anything better. That's outstanding. It's
going to be Beyonce playlist, and there'll be like some specialty cocktail drinks that'll be named after Beyonce songs, and we'll play some networking games, of course. But it's for you to gain a headshot, whether it be, professional for your LinkedIn or you want it for your brand. If you have a business of your own, it's an opportunity to get a headshot because sometimes, there's not a lot of opportunity to get those sometimes. So it's just, a resource for business owners and professionals to get headshots.
And we can, throw it right back with a link over to the Sean Lee photography podcast that we did not too many episodes ago now.
Yeah.
I know if she's doing the photos, these are going to look good.
So she did some for me a couple of months ago, and they were amazing. So, I was just like, we need to do.
Yeah, let's one more time. Let's do this again. And you're running the show. Is this open to anyone or is this?
Yeah, so it's open to anyone, but it is a ticketed event. It's $35 for the headshot. You get a drink with that as well, and then you get to network.
Man.
So, it's $30, and you can come and get a headshot.
And all the Beyonce you can listen to. Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Let's see. This entrepreneurial journey has been kind of a ride for you. As you started going on this path of entrepreneurship, what's the best business advice that you've gotten?
Ooh. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. And, the people will come as they see your passion for what you're doing. So just because, you post something doesn't get likes or,
right.
If you do an event and people don't come, just keep being consistent. People will see, your hard work, your passion, and people will start to tap into that. So.
Oh, man, agreed 100%.
Yeah.
The consistency in marketing is really important. Like if we do one magazine ad one time, maybe that gets seen, maybe it doesn't. It's that repetition that really works for it. If you've got a billboard, an outdoor ad, that needs to be there all the time, so that people are seeing it, so that when they're ready, you have that name recognition and you're ready to go. So yeah, consistency, 100%. That's a great tip. I may just go ahead and end the lightning round on that tip then, because that's good wisdom for everyone to have.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tell people where they can find you, where if they want to have an event there, if they want to check it out and go to the website, where do they go?
So if you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Cocoa Spaces, COCOASPACES. And then our website is www.cocospaces.com.
All right. Porshia Mitchell, owner and operator of Cocoa Spaces. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Happy to be here. And that is our show. Thanks to Porshia Mitchell, and thank you for listening to the Small Business Miracles podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Drop us a line on the website at eagadb.com if you have any thoughts. Until then, we'll be out here helping entrepreneurs with another Small Business Miracle.
Talk about strategies. Talk about capabilities. Building all your hopes and dreams. Talk about possibilities. It ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is.